Hello YouTube. Alright, what does a pound of hamburger, some Hawaiian dinner rolls or sweet rolls, some American cheese, and dried minced onions, what do they have in common? Well, we're making sliders today. We're going to attempt to make some thin homemade sliders. These are hopefully the type of sliders that you normally see at White Castle or a similar store down the southeast. I think it's called Crystal's. So we're going to attempt to make some sliders here at home. So this is how we're going to do. These dried onions, they're not going to stay dry. We're going to rehydrate them. How we do that? Easy, water. Okay, we'll be prepping our grill here in a second, but one thing we're going to do is we're going to get a container and of some kind, if I don't make everything fall down. We're going to rehydrate, in the container we're going to put dried onions on there, and we're going to put some water in it. The grill's not plugged in yet, so right now we're just going to dump the contents of the dried onions, which is only about, we didn't have much left, so we're going to dump the contents of dried onions. We're going to bring them over to the sink. Get that water going. Yeah, I had a beer last night. After last night's video, yeah, I had a beer to edit. We're going to add a little water to it. And we're going to somewhat hydrate. I probably had a little bit too much, but that's okay. We want to make sure that it's hydrated. The grill out of the way so we can do this process. We're going to cut open 1 pound of hamburger. We're using 80-20. We're using an 80-20 hamburger for this recipe because it will keep the juices and it's not so greasy. Okay, we got the hamburger kind of on this cutting board, but we're going to use another cutting board. We're going to press it down to make it as thin as possible. So we're going to go something like this.
Smash it.
Smash it. That's what Angie says. Smash it.
Hello, YouTube.
I'm going to make it as thin as possible. Hopefully it doesn't come unglued because actually it kind of went unglued.
Okay.
But we're going to do it by hand now. Since I already washed my hands, we're going to thin it down as thin as possible. I tried the cutting board method, but it didn't work that way. So we're going to do it by hand. We're just going to spread it out because we're going to cut these things into squares. So we got to make sure it's nice and thin, okay? Nice and thin. Even great cooks can mess up too once in a while, but I forgot to put wax paper on it, so I'll put wax paper over it, and I'll put another sheet of wax paper over it. I forgot we had a rolling pin, so we're going to use a rolling pin method. So we're going to put another wax paper over it, because we don't want to use the... Yeah, we're going to use our rolling pin, because we got to make this as thin as possible, guys, so we're going to use like a rolling pin just to get it going, okay? So just kind of go like this, but I'm filming, so I got to watch what you guys do with the camera. So I'm going to set this camera aside so I can properly roll this out like this, okay? Now what we're going to try to do is, best we can, cut them in squares. But cut your trim first, trim off your extra hamburger first before you do. Like I said, I'm just doing this for the first time, so it's going to be experimental. Just want to make sure you have enough burger. You may have to do a little patch-up work once in a while. Don't be afraid to do that. But you want to get at least a couple squares. It will shrink down a little bit, so you want to have at least 1.5 inches, 2 inches wide all the way around, if you all can. Okay? But you want to get some perfect squares, and we'll just reshape the burgers. Okay, this is going to be the hard part here, because you want to take the brown paper and you want to try to ease off. Actually, it's probably better if just go with a utensil of some kind, a small spatula, or maybe yeah, I got a small spatula. I got a small spatula right here. Just kind of ease it off the paper. Because it's going to be very thin. And it's going to be very... what I should have done was I should have cut it and froze it. Then have it come off. But like I said, it is going to be very tricky recipe, okay? Okay, just for the record, you're not going to get the perfect square that you want because that's how thin the hamburger is. It's very loose. See, that is a total train wreck right there. But don't worry about that because it will still work, okay? Just don't panic. If you don't have a perfect square, just don't panic. These will work fine. Okay, what I just did is I'm going to put these in the freezer for a quick chill while I'm making the rest. So I'll just give it just a quick chill to make sure they stay cold. That's why I'm working on this one. If that all fails, you can always make a little meatball and just pat it. Just give one quick thin pat down. In case, just make little meatballs. In case that fails, just make little meatballs and just pat it down as thin as possible, okay? Now we'll get the grill over here. We'll start the grilling process of these, okay? I thought I added too much water to it, but they're pretty well hydrated right now because look, there's not much water left. It's all rehydrated real quick. So what we're gonna do is this. We're gonna go ahead and sprinkle some of this on. If I can find the right spoon here. This will work. We're just gonna spread this out thin as possible. Don't have to be too thin, just enough to put a few hamburgers on. We're just gonna kind of grill the onions. You're gonna see it's gonna start grilling here. I'm gonna turn on the saucepan behind me. Saucepan behind me. Just kind of thin them out. Put that aside and we'll get the burgers out. While the grill is cooking, I just take 3 rolls. We're going to pre-slice these. So while that's growing, and what I did was I pre-sliced these rolls. So I just get them sliced up, okay? That's simple as that. Here, let's just make sure these are kind of get it all mixed in because we're going to start putting our hamburger on this, so I want to make sure they get dried out. That first thing of hamburgers I put in the freezer, I pulled them out, so they're going to start cooking right now on the onions. Including this little mango one, that train wreck I showed you earlier. Yeah, put that on there too. That'll be the first set, okay? And I got the other set in the freezer. The one I hand patted in some balls, I hand patted them. So we'll let these cook for a little bit. But one thing you gotta do is we're gonna do something else real quick. Okay, we're going to do something with the American cheese. We're just going to pull out a few slices of American cheese. I don't know if you can see this or not. I know you couldn't see this, so let me aim the camera down just a little bit more so you guys can see it better. And we're going to kind of slice these in quarters. Somewhat. I know it's awfully small, but the burgers are going to shrink anyway. And cheese, you're going to taste the cheese anyway, so we're going to cut these in quarters. So just do it for all your burgers if you want cheeseburgers. So I just cut these in quarters. As best you can. Don't have to be perfect, but best you can, okay? Just, oh, just come in quarters. Something like that, okay? Okay, this is what we're going to do with this. We're going to do this real quick. We're going to give the burgers one flip. We're going to put a bun over. No, we're going to put a cheese. Bun. Flip. Cheese. Whoops. Bun. And just do the same for the rest, okay? See, the little sliced cheese works pretty good there. Bun. Make sure you use the rounder one. And cheese and bun. And cheese and well, I forgot to put the bun on. So now, when you come back, get a paper plate. We're going to separate 6 buns that we pre-sliced earlier. And now we're going to do something like this. I'm going to see the bun or not. We're going to go like this. Bing. Bang. Boom. There we go. And ooh. Voila. We got sliders. Look at that. Instant sliders. Yummy. Whoa, yeah. I can't see myself. Okay, sliders. Sliders. Looks good. Okay, Angie, I gotta charge up the camera real quick, but here's your sliders.
Thank you. I'll eat them all and I want more.
Well, that's 6 of them. Okay? Try one.
I will.
Okay?
That wasn't.
Yeah, it's cheese and onion. I don't have pickle on it. You get ketchup and mustard if you want. But what do you think?
Chuck?
Yeah?
Give me a high five.
High five. Angie,
10.
10?
10 over 10.
10 out of 10. Like I said, it can be a hassle, but the rewards are
These
great.
are good.
All right. Now I gotta cook mine real quick. I'm gonna cook mine. What I did was between cookings after I gave Angie's, we'll give her the final results in a little bit here. I'm gonna cook mine. I had to clean everything off hers. So we'll start the process over one more time. This time we'll use the remaining onions. So we'll just dump what we have on here and just kind of spread it out. The other ones I made the patties out of, so they're going to look a little bit more rounded. But Angie seems like she's pleased with hers. Because mine is more rounded. I don't know if you can see that or not. Well, you can see it right on the grill. It's more of a circle now. Which it works just as good as long as it's thin. Put it right on the onions. This time I'm just kind of got everything prepped a little quick on this one. So, if you can't get everything on the onions, that's okay. As long as you got a majority of them on your onions, we're good to go. Because I hand patted these in the balls and round them and make them thin as possible, they will take a little bit longer to cook than the other ones. But it's ready. It's almost ready to go. So we're going to do like we did before. I'm going to flip, cheese it, lid it, flip it, good. Cheese it, lid it. As we go through the process, I will have one extra bun and one extra slice of cheese, actually. Because I use 3 whole slices of cheese. It's supposed to make 12 of these. I could have made this last one a little into 2 if I wanted to, but I did choose not to. Boom. And now I'll just bring my buns over, my bottom half of the bun, and we'll stack them up. The cooking process on this one is a little bit longer than expected because of it's a little thicker burger. That's why I did not get 6 thin ones. I just got a couple, maybe like medium, like mini burgers, like you used to get at Burger King and all that stuff. So, yep, so we're just go ahead and just slide it right off in order that we flipped them. And that's the same order we put them on the grill. And voila, there's my sliders. Mine is going to be a little bit more on a medium rare side because of I was on a time limit today. But this is what we got, our attempt at sliders. So let's see how mine tastes. That's what it looks like. Mine's a little bit more medium rare because my burger is a little bit thicker than Angie's. Hers was pretty thin. It cooked pretty quickly for her. So even this, nice and juicy, a little pink on the inside, but that's okay. It's still a good burger. Yeah, like I said, when you make these in a ball, I'll explain in a second here. When you make these into little balls and try to get them as thin as possible, you really got to get these super thin. So Angie's was super thin. That's why they cook one side, a couple minutes on one side, a couple minutes on the other side. It was done, basically. And mine Mine should have cooked a little bit longer, but at least it's hot and tasty. Okay, this is what's left of my 5. It's pretty good. Like I said, mine could have been cooked a little bit longer, but you know, I'm not really a fan of medium rare, but you know what? It's not too bad. At least it's juicy and it's hot and it's gone. Man, what do you think of them so far?
10 out of 10.
We use 10 out of 10. Yeah. But does that look good?
You guys just make...
6-1.
Yes.
And there's thin, right? Burger completely done on yours?
Yes.
Yeah, because I made it really super thin. Mine could have cooked a hair longer, but it still came good. But it's a trial and error type video. And the more we practice it, the more we'll try it again, right? On this video, right? But otherwise, not bad, right?
Right.
I'll sit over there for my final thoughts, and we'll wrap up the video, okay?
Okay.
No, it is a trial and error. We'll probably make these off camera a few times, and let me clean this off a little bit, and we'll finish this video. It is trial and error. We're going to do this off camera a couple times until I get it perfect, then we'll redo this video, alright? But otherwise, it's our first attempt, so don't jump on us if you don't like it. We're going to just practice it a little bit more and see how it turns out. But so far, Angie likes hers. My half could be worked a little bit more better. We'll just see when we do it next time. Maybe within a year or so, we'll redo this video again, okay? Right now, we'll wrap up this video. Please like, share, subscribe, don't forget to subscribe button, notification bell, blah, 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 and all that good stuff. And this is only our first attempt at sliders. We'll try this some other time, maybe within a year or so. Who knows? Just need more practice. Like I said, it is very difficult to do, but more practice, maybe we'll make a better video next time. All right, we'll see you later.